In the day's other news, Wall Street was whipsawed by worries over China, trade, and corporate earnings. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 550 points early, but pared the loss to 126 points to close at 25,191. The Nasdaq ended the day falling 31 points, and the S&P 500 slipped 15. Hurricane Willa is pushing its way onto Mexico's Pacific coast tonight. Sustained winds have dropped to 120 miles an hour, but forecasters say the wind, waves, and rain could do serious damage near Mazatlan, a popular tourist resort. The storm is nowhere near a migrant caravan in southern Mexico. Migrant sailings from Africa to Europe overall have dropped this year, but crossings to Spain are up sharply. The UN's Migration Agency says more than 45,000 people have reached Spain from Africa, equal to the previous 3 years combined. The total for all of Europe is about 95,000, and that's down sharply from this time last year. In Moscow, U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton today rebuffed Russia's efforts to salvage a 1987 nuclear arms treaty. He said there is no doubt that Russia violated the terms, despite Kremlin denials, but he gave no date for formally withdrawing. Bolton spoke after a meeting with Russia's President Vladimir Putin. He said he also told Putin that meddling in U.S. elections is counterproductive.
What the meddling did create was distrust and animosity within the United States, and particularly made it almost impossible for 2 years for the United States and Russia to make progress diplomatically. So that's a huge loss to both countries, but particularly to Russia. So it's a lesson, I think, don't mess with American elections.
Later, President Trump said he will probably meet with Putin next month in Paris at events marking the end of World War I 100 years ago. Back in this country, federal investigators are looking into an apparent bomb found in a mailbox at the residence of billionaire George Soros. The explosive package turned up Monday at his private compound near Bedford, New York, but it was moved away and then safely detonated. Soros has long supported liberal causes and has been the subject of increasing political criticism. U.S. Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross will not have to answer questions about his role in including a citizenship question on the 2020 census. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday blocked attempts by a dozen states and cities to depose Ross. Their lawsuit says adding the citizenship question will discourage immigrants from taking part and hurt states that tend to vote Democratic. The first woman on the Supreme Court, Sandra Day O'Connor, has announced that she has dementia and is withdrawing from public life. In a letter to the court, the retired justice says, quote, "Some time ago, doctors diagnosed the beginning of stages of dementia, probably Alzheimer's disease." O'Connor stopped speaking publicly a little over 2 years ago. She is 88 years old. Some 15,000 medical workers in California began a 3-day strike today. They are demanding better pay and job security at 5 University of California medical centers. The strike has led to thousands of surgeries and outpatient appointments being rescheduled. And archaeologists working in the Black Sea say they have found the world's oldest intact shipwreck, more than 2,400 years old. The Anglo-Bulgarian research team says it is a Greek trading vessel. They say the ship's design had been seen only in murals and books until now.
Shipwrecks that literally look as if they had sunk yesterday.
The wreck, sorry about the audio there, the wreck was found more than a mile deep in oxygen-free conditions that prevented rot. Still to come on the NewsHour, pressure mounts on Saudi Arabia over the death of Jamal Khashoggi. The migrant caravan moves steadily north through Mexico. We examine the president's record of false statements ahead of the midterm elections and much more.